Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb has made a comeback in Maharashtra politics, or should I say it is his tomb which has made this comeback. Heavy security has been deployed at Aurangzeb's tomb in Maharashtra's Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar after the Vishwa Hindu Parishad and Bajrang Dal gave threats of a Babri Masjid-like fate if its demand to remove the structure is not met by the Fadnavis-led state government. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis too waded into this controversy, saying that his government is obligated to protect Aurangzeb's tomb, which is a protected site by the ASI, but it won't allow attempts to glorify his legacy. The Vishwa Hindu Parishad today staged protests at various government offices during the day and submitted memorandums for the removal of Aurangzeb's grave. Earlier, BJP leader and Gosha Mahal MLA Raja Singh had written to Union Culture Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat seeking detailed information on the funds being spent by the Archaeological Survey of India on the maintenance and security of Aurangzeb's tomb. The 17th century Mughal emperor is buried next to the tomb of his first wife, Dilras Banu Begum, also known as Bibi Ka Maqbara. The politicization of Aurangzeb's tomb is long-standing. In fact, in the late 1980s, Shiv Sena founder Balasaheb Thackeray pushed to rename Aurangabad to Sambhaji Nagar, which was finally fulfilled by the Eknath Shinde government in 2022. BJP leaders have also frequently referenced Aurangzeb in their rhetoric, with the current Chief Minister, Devendra Fadnavis, labeling protesters as descendants of Aurangzeb. So what is really the relevance of Aurangzeb in today's India? Why has he been brought back from his graves? Or is this pure politics because it is linked to the upcoming BMC polls? First up, all the reactions, and then I bring in the guests.
आज यातनं एक संदेश निश्चितपणे जातो आहे की या देशामध्ये महिमा मंडन होईल तर ते छत्रपती शिवरायांच्या मंदिराचं होईल, औरंगजेबाच्या कबरीचं होणार नाही, हे देखील या निमित्ताने लक्षात घेतलं पाहिजे. आज हे ठीक आहे, खरं म्हणजे त्या औरंग्याची कबर कशाला हवी, परंतु आपल्याला देखील कल्पना आहे की एएसआयने त्याला 50 वर्षापूर्वी संरक्षित म्हणून अशा प्रकारचं त्या ठिकाणी स्थळ म्हणून घोषित केलेलं आहे आणि म्हणून त्याचं संरक्षण देखील करायची जबाबदारी ही राज्य सरकारवर आणि केंद्र सरकारवर येऊन पडलेली आहे. काय दुर्दैव आहे, ज्या औरंग्याने आमच्या हजारो लोकांना मारलं त्याच्याच कबरीचं संरक्षण आम्हाला करावं लागतं. पण एक वचन तुम्हाला निश्चितपणे देतो, काहीही झालं तरी या महाराष्ट्रामध्ये औरंगजेबाच्या कबरीचं महिमा मंडन होऊ देणार नाही, त्याचं उदात्तीकरण होऊ देणार नाही. त्याचं उदात्तीकरण करण्याचा कोणी प्रयत्न केला तर तो प्रयत्न त्याच ठिकाणी चिरडून टाकण्याचं काम या आम्ही केल्याशिवाय राहणार नाही, हे वचन छत्रपती शिवरायांच्या या मंदिराच्या समोर आपल्या सर्वांना मी देतो.
यदि कुछ लोग महाराष्ट्र में खास करके उनको अभी भी छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज और औरंगजेब के बीच में क्या अंतर है, उस अंतर और फर्क के बारे में उन्हें कोई जानकारी नहीं है, मैं आपके माध्यम से उनसे निवेदन करना चाहूँगा कि उन्हें वापस स्कूल जाना चाहिए, जल्द से जल्द छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज की हिस्ट्री के बारे में पढ़ना चाहिए और उभाटा जैसे पार्टियां, उनसे महाराष्ट्र की जनता को कोई अपेक्षाएं नहीं है. महाराष्ट्र की जनता ने एक बार नहीं 2 बार उनको सबक सिखाया.
वेलकम, क्या गलत है, सही कहा उन्होंने, लेकिन वो कौन कर कौन रहा है भाई, कुछ विषय नहीं था तो विषय लाया कैसे. पहले तो उसकी भी जांच की जाए कि अबू आजमी के सपना पड़ा क्या एक ही दिन में ऐसा बयान देने की क्या आवश्यकता थी. कुछ विषय था क्या इतिहास का, नहीं ना, तो किसी ने तो स्पॉन्सर किया होगा. भाई अपनी असफलता झांकने के लिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी माहिर है और इसलिए ऐसे विषयों को ज्यादा बात करते रहते हो.
And joining me now, Aprajita Sarangi, Member of Parliament of the BJP, Sujata Paul, National Spokesperson of the Congress. We have Brij Mohan Srivastav, who is a National Spokesperson of a National Congress Party, which is the NCP, Ajit Pawar faction. I'm going to begin with you, Ms. Sarangi. Why is this such an important issue for the BJP in your state which you are in power?
It is definitely a very important issue if you look at it in the right context and in the right spirit. Emperor Aurangzeb ruled in our nation for 49 years, from 1658 to 1707, and his entire 49 years of reign were marked by oppression, cruelty and tyranny. So, you know, when a BJP MLA comes forward and talks about what this emperor did in those 49 years, I don't think he's wrong at all. If the BHP and the Vishwa Hindu Parishad come forward and say something against the emperor, I am sure they are right, and I think all the people who are listening to me would definitely say that he's right. Now, you cannot de-link history from the present and the future. We have to look into the books of history when we have to shape our future and the present. So I think if they have spoken about it, I think there's nothing wrong about it. Now, here was an emperor who was known for his cruelty. As I said earlier, I underscore that. He was responsible for the execution of his own brother, Dara Shikoh, in 1659. He was the one who imprisoned his own father, Shah Jahan, in the Agra fort for full 8 years. And we are aware of the fact that, you know, the temples of Varanasi, including Kashi Vishwanath temple, was raised by him a couple of times, and Keshav Rai temple in Mathura was also raised by him.
Yes.
So I think one after the other,
we know about this history.
You know,
my limited point is that why rake it up right now? How is Aurangzeb relevant in the times that we live in? That is my question. And is this linked to the politics of polarization because the BMC elections are near?
I can tell you for sure that Bharatiya Janata Party does not want to indulge in politics because we are completely comfortable in our saddle. You know that. Out of 28 states in the country, in 21 states there is NDA government. So I don't think we need to indulge in any kind of politics to appease the voters.
Okay.
In fact, we talk of developmental politics. Okay. We talk of right policy politics. And that is why Prime Minister Modi enjoys the confidence of 140 crore people in the country.
Yes.
Yeah.
Given the kind of victory that the Mahayuti has had, Sujata Paul, one would say that argument is right. That people of Maharashtra have overwhelmingly voted for Eknath Shinde, Devendra Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar, and that's the reason they have got this power. My question is that it all begins with Mr. Abu Azmi, and now you have other BJP leaders and VHP and a Bajrang Dal wading into this. Could you have not reined him in?
You know, as far as the BJP is concerned, they need to answer why and what is the need to do all this. Now, who says what is not for us to decide whether somebody is going to be saying something and BJP is going to use it. But why is it being done? Because this is a party of the living dead, and this exhumation project that they are indulging in, and they are indulgent about the dead, and that is why earlier it was Babur, now it is Aurangzeb. In the last 11 years, they didn't remember this. And mind you, Maria, this is basically because now people are realizing that their money was, instead of being put in PFs and pension schemes, it was diverted towards the share market. And we are seeing a bloodbath every now and then, and people are losing money. And that is why people want to question them. But how do you divert the attention of people? There are farmer suicides which are happening. There are electricity problems, water problems in the state of Maharashtra. But the CM of Maharashtra, Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, makes this out to be a big issue. Was this why he was elected? He made promises to people. Those are the promises that he needs to be delivering upon.
What is becoming clear, Sujata Paul, that it is the NCP Ajit Pawar faction which is actually of the opinion that the issues being raised by the opposition in the state are valid. Why is Brij Mohan, I can see Clyde as well. Clyde, welcome to NDTV. So why is Brij Mohan Srivastav's party making that argument? Brij Mohan ji? Why are you uncomfortable with this Aurangzeb debate?
No. We are not uncomfortable at all. It's very simple. My Chief Minister has spoken very loud and clear that we will not allow anyone to break the law. But on other hand, he also spoken this thing that we will not allow to symbolize that cruel person in the Maharashtra. This very loud and clear. And we personally feel that it's a time when the state government got the sufficient majority with them. And we are working for the common person. We are working for it to solve the problem of the common person. These people are creating problem unnecessary. And one thing I
who are these people? It is the VHP and the Bajrang Dal which is creating problem.
No, but who started this game? Who started this thing? Mr. Abu Azmi have started this thing now. This was not time to raise this question. Why he has raised this issue at this juncture? Because they know.
Then in that case, you should have also... forget about Mr. Abu Azmi. That is for Clyde to respond. And for Sujata Paul, what about the Mahayuti group? Why can't you manage and rein in Bajrang Dal and Vishwa Hindu Parishad? Because they are holding these protests. They are of the opinion that the grave should be shifted. They should be shifted out of Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar. So there has to be a solution. It cannot continue the way it is happening. Law and order is a state subject, sir.
The Chief Minister has spoken very loud and clear that they will not allow anyone to break the law.
1 moment, sir.
It's a very clear. No doubt they are raising this question, but our state government is also ready to check these type of people. I personally
so you are ready to...
It is not related with the BMC election.
The point being made by the Shiva Sena is also this, that Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and his legacy should not... In fact, Aurangzeb and Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, those two names should not be taken together. Clyde?
So many people say...
Clyde,
can you hear me?
Yes, please. Go ahead, Clyde.
See, Maria, I joined in a little late, on your request. I've just come in, but my mood point here is very clear. That nobody in a sensible mind or sane mind will support someone as cruel as Aurangzeb.
Yes.
So let's put that to rest, that Aurangzeb was a cruel man. What he did to the people, what he did to the society is not acceptable. Secondly, I'm not here to talk on behalf of Abu Asim Azmi or whatever. I have made it very clear before also in my statements that what Mr. Abu Asim Azmi said was absolutely wrong. Nobody can support this kind of a statement. So let's leave that aside. Secondly, now let me speak. The point here is very simple. Nobody can take law and order in their hand. But there are a lot of issues in Maharashtra, especially when you talk about the municipal elections in Mumbai. You come to Mumbai, I welcome you, Maria. You come before and we met. Mumbai, you see around, it's dug up completely. They are digging up Mumbai as if there is no tomorrow. There is no BMC elections for so many years. The Maharashtra government now, they've been in government for more than 2.5 years. They've come back in government. They can present a case in the court and get the elections done. But they're not doing that. There are so many issues in Mumbai that need to be addressed for the people. They are talking about Aurangzeb. Now let me tell you one thing very clearly. Hear me out this statement clearly. Abu Asim Azmi made that statement. Within 24 hours, they came out with a statement in the assembly that they're going to suspend him or whatever on the floor of the house. Dhananjay Munde, for the last 3 months, there is so many, statements that have come out which link him to Valmik Karad or whatever, and all that is there. They still took 3 months for him to even step down. What I'm saying is the point here is, as a minister, it was his moral responsibility, pending investigation, he could have stepped down. But it took them 3 months.
We have taken his resignation.
I didn't speak when you were speaking. Please have some manners.
Yes, Brijoji, just listen to him
Please
first.
have some manners.
Yes.
Yeah, Santosh Deshmukh's murder, the way it was done, when all those things you all highlighted, your channel highlighted, then the Dhananjay Munde went and they asked him to resign. Well, you can take 3 months for all that. See, this is all diversionary topics and tactics.
Okay, so these are diversionary topics.
The people
Fine enough.
of Mumbai, Maharashtra need public service. That is not happening.
Okay.
So they're starting all these things.
Aprajita Sarangi, are these diversionary tactics because your government is facing a lot of questions?
I wanted to react on this Dhananjay Munde regime.
Please don't forget that we won Maharashtra with a thumping majority a couple of months back.
Yes.
All the esteemed panelists, please do not forget this, number one. Number two, I will make an appeal to each one of you, don't shy away from debate on Aurangzeb, a tyrannical ruler. In fact, those who are shying away from the debate are actually the defendants of Aurangzeb, and in the present context, the defendants of Aurangzeb are indulging in appeasement politics.
One moment, Clyde, let her finish her point.
I think those who have something to hide in the cupboard are actually shying away from the debate. Aurangzeb was a tyrannical ruler. Aurangzeb actually killed Shambhaji, the son of Shivaji. Let us not forget that. Aurangzeb actually did what he should not have done. Persecution of Rajputs, execution of Raja Jaswant Singh's son, massacre of Shia Muslims. So I think we need to talk about him. And we need to talk about him with a lot of abhorrence and disdain. So I think let us not refrain
there is no two word about the legacy of Aurangzeb. He was a cruel leader, cruel king, cruel Muslim, Mughal leader. There's no doubt about it. You know, the jizya tax and everything, everybody knows about it. Why bring him up right now? Why is his tomb and his graveyard so important for your party?
I'll tell you why.
One moment, let her answer, please.
See, I repeat.
10 seconds, Maria.
Yes, please,
I repeat, there is no politics in this particular matter. There is no politics in this particular matter as far as Bharatiya Janata Party is concerned. You know, these people, Bajrang Dal, the VHP representatives and the BJP MLA whom you mentioned, they felt and they spoke about the whole thing, the tyranny of the ruler. What's wrong about it? And why are these people shying away from it? Let us discuss. Suppose something has come out, tumbled out of the cupboard, let's discuss about it. And I told you earlier, history cannot be delinked from the present and the future. So let's learn from the history, let's not repeat his mistakes. And if something is wrong, let's call it wrong. Let's call a spade a spade. That's the whole thing. We need courage for that matter.
Okay.
And I think all these people who are indulging
So courage is needed. Why is the Congress and the NCP on the show shying away from that courage? Sujata Paul, why can't you just call a spade as the BJP is saying?
I don't know whether to call this a great question anymore, because across the country, this is exactly the model that they are implementing. Divide, make people fight, because they want people to get diverted from the real issues. Well, madam, you have been elected to form the government and give governance to people, not run classes. The classes can be run in schools, and you can instruct your teachers, the government teachers, how they need to teach. Now you're talking about discussion. What happened in the last 11 years? You forgot about Aurangzeb. This is basically a diversionary tactic.
Madam, we are getting the blessings of the people in every election.
I didn't speak in between. I didn't speak in between when you were speaking.
Prime Minister's working style is appreciated.
Please remember, Ms. Sarangi, that your Hindu-Muslim agenda is coming back in this form, and there is a parallel to it.
We have won Maharashtra with a thumping majority. We don't have to prove.
Ms. Paul, the question is, Ms. Paul, Sujata Paul. Sujata Paul, one thing. This politics of polarization has been a formula of sorts also for your party and your alliance partners since times immemorial. The appeasement politics was done by you, just as they are doing the majority of... No, ma'am, let's not forget history. My question is something else. My question is, here is the BJP trying to make its argument. What is your argument here?
I'll tell you, please remember one thing. When this country got its independence, not a needle was being made over here. And it took us so much time to get people to realize the importance of education. You learn from history and you move ahead, but you learn from history. And you are supposed to be educated, and that is what our governments have done.
Okay, let's bring in Shaina NC of the Shiv Sena also in this discussion. Shaina, if you heard what Sujata Paul is saying, one would say it's a valid argument here. That you are latching on to these issues because when it comes to actual delivery, actual implementation of what you promised during the elections, that hasn't happened.
what is a valid argument that the Congress party and the Samajwadi party choose to have this Mughal hangover, choose to hang on to a British hangover, choose to be part of a colonial mindset? Why shouldn't people speak up? Aurangzeb was the most cruel leader who plundered thousands of temples. And forget what else the political narrative is. You have this Ubata Sena that is part of this movement. You have the Ubata Sena who has only lost its ideology and has chosen to have this kind of a comment when they are the assembly.
I want to understand the timing. Ma'am, why now?
The timing is not questioned. The mindset is questioned.
Why now?
Why do we have a Mughal hangover? Why do we have a colonial hangover? Why have we not punished the most cruel leader? Read books like because that is a chronicle of the wrongdoings of the
Aurangzeb to be exhumed and punished.
Shaina, okay, let's have Shaina on the screen, please.
When you see a film like
Shaina, my question is specific. Why has this entire issue been revived right now? A 17th century Mughal emperor, long gone dead, why has he been revived right now?
The timing is questioned. You have a film which has come out. You have a obnoxious leader like Abu Azmi that has spoken on this issue, and you have public sentiment of everyone in Maharashtra, and all the people living here need to completely unanimously speak unequivocally.
But you have your own alliance partners who are not in agreement.
Yeah, and every morning Sanjay Raut wakes up and just blabbers. He needs mental counseling. He needs to make sure that he goes for some kind of therapy. Because every day he talks about dividing India. Why shouldn't people speak?
Okay, Clyde. It's about the mindset. This is the mindset that they are talking about, not as much as the grave.
Absolutely, I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you, Maria. That it's a mindset. The mindset of the BJP is to talk about Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb is a cruel. He was a cruel ruler. Whoever he was, who cares about Aurangzeb anymore? He was a cruel man. And just like the BJP has selective amnesia, they have selective hearing issues also. We've been saying that Aurangzeb was cruel. Nobody's going to support Aurangzeb. But my point here is very simple. That the BMC elections are coming up. The issues are civic issues. He is talking about Aurangzeb going to solve the civic issues of Mumbai. Please answer that question.
Okay.
Are the roads that are done filled up by talking about Aurangzeb?
This is a valid question. Civic issues of Mumbai, will that be solved if you discuss Aurangzeb?
Give me a simple answer. Can you solve the problems of Mumbai?
Aprajita Sarangi will respond. Yes, please, go ahead. Let's have Aprajita and Clyde on the screen now, please.
See, development.
Yes,
development is our main agenda.
Yes.
Right policy and proper implementation of the policy is our main agenda. And because of this, we have been winning one election after the other. The people of the country are very intelligent. They understand the language of Prime Minister Modi and they appreciate the working style of Prime Minister Modi. You just cannot deny this. A couple of weeks back, Madam Nirmala Sitharaman presented a budget of 50,65,345 crore rupees in the Lok Sabha, and this budget was appreciated by one and all in the country. So I think when the government is trying to do its best for the country, for 140 crore Indians, and the government of Maharashtra is doing its best. I don't think these people have any agenda to speak against the Prime Minister or his government.
I have agenda to speak. I have an agenda, Maria. Come here.
One moment, Clyde, you have asked a question. Let her respond.
With all conviction.
Let her respond, Clyde.
She's not answering your question.
Yes, no.
She's not answering.
Proving themselves as
your question was, my question, your question is, will talking about Aurangzeb solve the problems of Mumbai? Ask her to answer that question.
So I think it is all anti-Hindu mindset.
Ask her to answer that question.
Why you not seeing the Raisana dialogue? The Prime Minister is sitting in a Raisana dialogue and they are asking us.
Brijwal Srivastava ji, come to Mumbai. You have come to Mumbai. Come with me. I will take you to the streets of Mumbai.
Mr. Bhai, I will sit with you.
Things won't be solved overnight.
Do you know anything about Mumbai?
BMC is not relevant.
Things won't be sorted out overnight. Give this government some time.
I
won by Bharatiya Janata Party.
Okay, so let's start wrapping up this discussion. One moment. Let's start wrapping up this discussion. I'm going to begin with Brij Mohan Srivastava. All of you get 30 seconds each. Brij Mohan Srivastava. हाँ बोलिए ब्रिज मोहन जी.
Our Prime Minister is organizing the Raisina dialogue. He is sitting there. He is discussing the development for the country, and these people are asking that we are not the pro-development. Look the efforts of the Prime Minister, and these all opposition parties people simply they did not want to have the development of the country. This is their agenda. Why they have raised this question at this juncture? It was not needed actually. VMC election is not going to happen in next month. It will take its own time, and for the BMC, our government is fully capable. Our government is working for the common people in state of Maharashtra. We got the thumping majority. So these people are afraid, and these people does not want to see the development of Maharashtra as well as the country. This is the issue.
Okay, let's move on. Clyde?
Can I come in? Maria, by talking about Aurangzeb, are you going to develop this country? Just because we talk about Aurangzeb, the country is going to develop. Answer my question. Listen, Brij Mohan Srivastava ji, just calm down, yeah. Calm down. You're
No, but Clyde, just as Clyde, just as Abu Azmi raised it, he was not really helping the cause of Mahavikas Aghadi. So now, it starts with you. They take it a little far. So just as you were doing vote bank politics, they are also doing vote bank politics.
Absolutely not, Maria. Who are you speaking for? Who are you speaking for, Maria? Let me tell you, if you can hear me clearly, Abu Hashim Azmi was absolutely wrong. He did not do any good by talking about Aurangzeb. He's absolutely not sane in the mind when he talks like this. So don't get me to that point. I'm condemning what Abu Hashim Azmi is saying. But the point here is appeasement politics. You keep saying everybody's playing. My point here is come back to appeasement politics. Will appeasement politics solve the issues of Mumbai? Will appeasement politics solve the issues of Maharashtra at the moment? Answer my question. Will you, while talking about Aurangzeb, will you be able to fill up the potholes in Mumbai?
So perhaps let's bring in others. Let's bring in others. Aprajita. Respond.
I can only request all my esteemed panelists, please do not shy away from debate, dialogue, discussion and deliberation about the tyranny of this Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb.
Clyde, let us speak.
Let us not glorify Aurangzeb. That's the only request that I have.
Okay,
let us not glorify Aurangzeb.
No, but there's no glorification here.
I completely stand by the statement of the Honorable Chief
Ma'am, the
Minister
question
of
being
Maharashtra,
asked by
Shri
opposition
Fadnavis.
is that how does discussing Aurangzeb help BJP and the cause of Mahayuti? And all the promises that you made to the people of Maharashtra just few months ago who voted for you overwhelmingly with the kind of majority that you got.
See, these are two things. We need to separate these two. Number one, development. Number one, right policy and its implementation. We are completely focused on that. And you are aware of the report card that we hold in our hand. We are going to win the upcoming election, absolutely no doubt, and this I say with all humility. This is one part. The other part is not delinking the history from the present and the future. Aurangzeb was a tyrannical ruler. Let us not defend Aurangzeb. Let us not shy away from debate or discussion around Aurangzeb. Whatever is bad is bad. And you know, we have to say no to whatever he did. And we should not indulge in appeasement politics. That's the only request that I have.
All right, 30 seconds quickly to Sujata Paul. Okay, she has to make a point. Yes, Sujata, go ahead.
Yes, the BJP doesn't, and its allies really don't know what they're saying, because I just heard somebody say that the Prime Minister is holding Raisina dialogues in Delhi, and that is going to help develop Maharashtra. The issues of Maharashtra have to be, addressed by the government of Maharashtra, and I don't think Brij Mohan ji understands that. Now, Aprajita Sarangi ji has constantly been saying that we win elections, so you have nobody to ask us questions. This is still a democracy, madam, and we will ask questions. Abu Azmi might have said whatever. We have no link with him as far as the Congress party is concerned. He is part of the Samajwadi party. But when you are talking about winning elections, you want us to get diverted from that real issue where the floating voters are being used for you to win the election. The discrepancies in the voters list is what you want to divert
I would not be
from.
bringing that issue right now on the show, because
They
I
are
think
doing it.
the people when people vote, I think all the parties should accept their verdict with all humility. Thank you so much for joining us. Sujata Paul, Brijmohan Srivastav, Aprajita Sarangi, and Clyde for joining us on this broadcast.